And Whitney beside you, I'm telling you, all three of you would have taken home the money.
Spot on. Thanks for being with us. Look forward to your company next time on The Chase Australia.
On 7's Gold Coast News, chaos at the border, huge checkpoint delays because of changes to passes. Freedom Friday as pubs serve drinks at the bar again and relaxed new rules take effect. The Outback Spectacular rides back into the arena later this evening. A plane lands safely at Gold Coast Airport after a mid-air drama to contact the pilot. And the old Burleigh arcade facade survives as part of a proposed Burleigh tower.
Live from the Gold Coast, 7 News with Amanda Abate.
Good evening. There was no celebrating today's relaxed restrictions at the Tweed checkpoints this afternoon. The police suddenly decided to change the pass arrangements, causing major delays for drivers. Alex Lewis, what's the traffic like there now?
Well, Amanda, it's still fairly heavily banked up. At midday and without warning, all entry passes to Queensland became invalid, causing long lines of traffic to bank up for kilometres along the M1. Frustrated drivers left crawling for up to 2 hours.
I've been in the traffic for an hour and a half. Thanks, Anastasia Pelagier.
3 hours nearly from the hospital to here.
Frustrated, tired.
It's rumoured that Victorians are being smuggled across in car boots and in trucks, but we haven't seen any boots searched here, Amanda. Victorian vehicles vying for entry, some sent straight to quarantine, others forced to go back across the border.
We expect this to be pretty lumpy and difficult for the first couple of days, if not for the first week.
Anyone here from Victoria must spend 2 weeks in a hotel and pay for it, including Queenslanders.
What you're seeing is the state having to go back into lockdown. We do not want that to happen in Queensland.
At Burleigh Pavilion, 12 noon was cause for celebration.
It does feel a little bit like Freedom Friday. We can actually get back to the pub and make it feel like it should in Queensland.
With a postcard backdrop, a return to normality.
Kids are at school and you can get a drink at the bar.
Standing at the bar never felt so good.
You know, it's not every day as Health Minister you get to tell Queenslanders that it's a good day to go out and get on the beers.
Shoppers at Pacific Fair couldn't wait to sit down for lunch. Moving into the food court, the moment staff took away the cordons.
It's absolutely wonderful to see that our business are getting back to some sort of semi-normality in this post-COVID world.
The reopening of the Star Casino sent gamblers into a spin, with room on its gaming floors for more than 2,500 socially distant people.
Just as importantly, just welcome back over 1,200 team members this week, so we're really excited about that.
Under the casino's COVID-safe plan, players must leave a vacant machine between one another, unless they're from the same household. While nightclubs are allowed to reopen, the glitter strip won't fully light up. Sin City and Cocktails will remain shut for at least another week as the venues finish renovations. But Retros is ready to turn on the music.
Our emails, our socials have been blowing up with requests to come in.
No dance floor and just 100 people inside who'll have to show off their moves while seated. The relaxed restrictions and huge holiday crowds proof that the glitter strip is gradually getting back to normal. Alex Lewis, 7 Gold Coast News.
AFL fans are in for a treat with 6 Melbourne teams about to be based on the Gold and Sunshine Coasts in a COVID-safe southeast Queensland hub.
St Kilda, North Melbourne, Essendon, Western Bulldogs, Richmond and Carlton. So essentially Queensland's going to be the home of the AFL and they should give us the grand final after this.
St Kilda and Carlton are likely to go to the Sunshine Coast. The other 4 will set up home here next week, probably for the rest of the rounds. It means many more games will be played at Metricon Stadium. The Australian Outback Spectacular performers will gallop back into the arena this evening for the first show in 3.5 months.
Saddle up. Heartland is back.
A lot of well-fed horses with very little exercise for a while there.
The doors reopening to the public in just a couple of hours. This afternoon was the dress rehearsal and it's clear they've still got it.
We've had a lot of training sessions just to jog that memory. You know, it is in our muscles.
For opening night, the empty stadium will reach the COVID-safe capacity, 500 guests, half the usual number. Initially, many of the seats will go to guests who have rebooked, but the crew doesn't care who's in the audience, they just want to perform.
He loves being under the lights just as much as I do, so we're a good pair.
In just under 2 weeks, Village Roadshow theme parks will have all 5 parks open. Movie World and Wet n Wild will be back in action on the 15th.
We have all our technical team out there working really hard just to put all of our rides and attractions back in place.
To bring the tourists back in big numbers. Kate Ryan, 7 Gold Coast News.
The old Burleigh Theatre is set to retain its historic facade as part of a multi-million-dollar redevelopment.
It's been part of Burleigh for almost a century, a popular cinema and dance hall once the heart of the Burleigh social scene. Cyclone damage saw it rebuilt in the 50s and it's since stood the test of time. But the Goodwin Terrace landmark will soon be transformed into this.
We are preserving a lot of it and preserving the idea and creating a new cultural heart for Burleigh.
The master plan will retain the much-loved facade. 14 levels will be built above it. Inside will be 36 apartments, all next door to the proposed light rail station.
We've put retail all around the ground floor, so as you get off light rail onto the bus, there'll be restaurants, bars, ice cream shops all here.
The development has had a mixed reaction from locals.
To retain some of the old character of Burleigh Heads is very important.
At least that's something, some sort of heritage.
But many don't want another high-rise.
I like old school Burleigh. More traffic, more people. It's beautiful the way it is.
If the development is given the tick of approval from council, work would start as soon as mid-next year. Residents could be in by 2023. Danielle McPherson, 7 Gold Coast News.
A mid-air plane drama has ended safely at Gold Coast Airport. That story's next. Plus, local fishing charters suffer another blow with a ban on catching some species. A luxury apartment tower set to rise over Rainbow Bay, and a local acrobat jobless after a circus giant goes bust.
On 7 News, ghost plane, a pilot passes out and ends up on the Gold Coast. The chilling radio call.
It looked like he was asleep and the crew's on autopilot.
Bedlam on the border and the bars open.
Restrictions eased in Queensland.
And the warning that could save the eyesight of older Gold Coast residents. 7 News at 6.
Bushfires devastated these farms. Now communities are rallying to help and becoming green thumbs along the way.
Building so much more than just fences.
And create your own indoor green space.
Indoor plants are all the rage.
See how one simple trick transforms your home. New Better Homes, tonight on 7.
Garnier Fructis Hair Food to nourish hungry hair. 98% natural, no parabens, with 3 ways to enjoy. As a conditioner, mask or leave-in. Fructis Hair Food by Garnier. Naturally. Hungry for more? Aloe Vera Hair Food available now.
Hi, can I have a strong skim latte? Strong skim latte, please.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? Sir, did you say strong skim latte?
Yeah, medium, please.
Grab a hot medium McCafe coffee for $2 for a limited time on the My Macca's app.
You bring me joy. You bring me joy. You take away the pain with your loving ways, which by the way I love. Ooh, 'cause every time I see you, you remind me just the reason you bring me joy. You bring me joy.
Go on.
At Devondale, we believe great milk comes from cows that graze free.
Queensland,
We're on the road to economic recovery. We've protected Queenslanders and saved lives. Now it's time to invest in the industries that we know make our state great. To innovate and create jobs now and into the future. And to find new ways to work better and smarter. Let's unite and recover for Queensland jobs. For more, visit covid19.qld.gov.au. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
It's $25.
How about 16?
It's $25.
$16.50?
Eric, what the French fry are you doing?
I'm hunting for a homeland tomorrow, so I'm practicing my haggle.
No need. St George gives you your lowest personalised rate up front.
So no haggling?
It's a St George thing.
Hey!
Oh boy.
25's fine.
Drive, Eric, drive!
Thank you!
Get your lowest personalised rate up front. Available on basic home loans when you apply online.
Shut up and take my money.
Nothing like a party in the summertime. Nothing like seeing you, baby, looking so fine. Ooh, nothing like a party.
Farm fresh food on the menu at home. The huge savings on restaurant quality produce delivered to your door.
Pineapples, pumpkins, basil, mint. The consumer from the home is winning.
All the ingredients for fine dining without the price tag. Only on 7 News at 6 o'clock.
A pilot has landed safely at Gold Coast Airport following a mid-air drama when air traffic controllers lost contact. Mac Lyon has the story.
Teamwork from here on the ground and 11,000 feet above has helped avert a mid-air emergency. This Cessna Caravan left Cairns yesterday, but when the pilot overshot his destination in Redcliffe, Brisbane's air traffic control called for help. Lucky some Royal Flying Doctors in this King Air were close by.
Just wondering, have you got time to just pop over and have a quick look, or not? Yeah, sure, no problem.
We're in the right place at the right time.
Terry Latchman's colleagues did all they could to alert the pilot. This flight map shows just how close the two planes came.
You can't see any movement in the aircraft. I'm just trying to get a little closer without spooking him. Not just wanting to wanking my wings or my wheels dropping at all.
Then at last, contact.
Brisbane Centre, Delta Quebec so far.
Do you have a remaining endurance time, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine, and I stand by on an estimate.
Finally landing on the Gold Coast 5.5 hours after takeoff. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau is now investigating if the pilot suffered a medical episode or simply fell asleep.
Mac Lyon reporting local fishing charters have suffered another blow after COVID. They're facing a ban on catching snapper and pearl perch.
They are trophy fish for recreational fishermen, but from the 15th of this month, snapper and pearl perch are off the menu, banned from being taken from Queensland waters for a month. Stocks are low and the species need to replenish, but while they do, local charter businesses fear they'll flounder.
The guys who do target the snapper and the pearlies, yeah, they're going to be suffering.
Fishing charters were decommissioned for 3 months over COVID, and just as business begins to recover, it's feared a fish ban could sink it.
Is one thing after the other.
Breach the ban and you'll pay for it. Recreational fishers can be fined more than $500, commercial operators over $1,000, and if prosecuted in court, the maximum fine is more than $130,000. Despite the ban, there'll still be plenty of snapper and pearl perch on the market, but instead of coming straight off the boats, it'll be flown in from New Zealand and interstate. For those wanting to wet a line, there's plenty of other fish in the sea.
Dinner tonight should last us one night.
While charter businesses are doing it tough, the co-ops have been reeling it in.
It was just good for people to come down and buy direct off the fishermen.
A small silver lining. Kate Ryan, 7 Gold Coast News.
A multi-million-dollar new apartment tower is set to rise over Rainbow Bay. The 12-level building will be home to 22 luxury beachfront apartments. They won't come cheap, though, with prices starting at just over $1 million. A talented local acrobat is now looking for a new career after his employer, Cirque du Soleil, went bankrupt as COVID ravaged the live entertainment industry. You may be surprised what Fletcher Donahue plans next. He tells us shortly. But just ahead in sport, the Titans suffered 2 major injury blows while young gun Beau Fermor rises to make his NRL debut. Plus what the Suns face during their next few weeks on the road.
On 7 News, ghost plane, a pilot passes out and ends up on the Gold Coast. The chilling radio call.
It looked like he was asleep and the crew's on autopilot.
Bedlam on the border and the bars open.
Restrictions eased in Queensland.
And the warning that could save the eyesight of older Gold Coast residents. 7 News at 6.
Peter Falconio was shot by a gunman who attempted to abduct his girlfriend Joanne Lees.
They found the killer.
He was the murderer.
Or did they? The murder you thought was solved.
34 inconsistencies.
It's what you don't know that will shock the world.
No one doubts me.
I couldn't believe this had never seen the light of day.
We reopen the case.
Without a body and without a motive, you've lost two essential parts to a murder.
Did they get the right man?
The event that will make world headlines.
There is so much more to this story than people will ever imagine.
Murder in the Outback, this July on 7.
Darkness and daylight, pleasure like a smile.
Experience the delicious intensity of Lindt Excellence. The finest dark chocolate crafted to perfection by the Lindt Master Chocolatier. Excellence from Lindt.
Macca's new cheesy burgers are your favourites, only cheesier. A golden mozzarella patty with 100% Aussie beef or chicken, and mozzarella sticks are back. Macca's new cheesy range, only for a limited time.
Hey Queensland, this is our state. It's vast and incredible. There's so much to discover. From the tropics to the coast, the outback to the islands, the cities to the rainforest and reef. From the countryside to the water slides. It's time to explore like never before! Hey, mate.
Tom, you on your way? Woohoo! Yeah, mate, good to go.
Let's get out there, Queensland.
Don't let this deal be news to you. Lock in full digital access to the Courier Mail, plus 7-day paper home delivery for just $1 a day for the first 12 weeks. Call 1-800-323-111 today.
Tonight, I'll be eating a chicken kebab with extra hot sauce.
For training purposes, you cannot beat a bowl cut.
What have you done? Thanks.
People are going to think we're sisters.
At Vasistos, we farm our oil from these amazing trees, harnessing the natural power of eucalyptus to create cleaning products that are free from harsh chemicals. From our fields to our family, from our farm to you.
Tick-tock, it's time to shop at Chemist Warehouse. Our huge July catalogue sale on now. Difflam Plus Anaesthetic Watermelon Spray, $10.99. Wellgrove Immune Support Olive Leaf, 120 capsules or 500ml liquid, $25.99. Healthy Care Vitamin D3, 1000 IU, 250 capsules, $7.74. And INC 100% WPI chocolate or vanilla, 2 kilograms, $69.99. Shop in-store, online or call your local store to arrange contact-free delivery. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
On 7 News, ghost plane, a pilot passes out and ends up on the Gold Coast. The chilling radio call.
It looked like he was asleep and the crew's on autopilot.
Bedlam on the border and the bars open.
Restrictions eased in Queensland.
And the warning that could save the eyesight of older Gold Coast residents. 7 News at 6.
While the coast will be the base for 4 Melbourne teams, the Suns will be away for a few weeks. Here's sports reporter Mitchell Crone.
Amanda, when the Suns fly out tomorrow morning, they'll be saying goodbye for at least a fortnight. The AFL today announcing that 6 Victorian teams will relocate to Queensland, while the Suns will enter a hub in Sydney.
Brisbane Lions and Gold Coast Suns will each have a period in New South Wales before later returning to Queensland.
The red carpet's out. So long as we get games here at Metricon Stadium and keep getting a few wins ourselves.
They'll enter camp in Wollongong after their clash with the Cats in Geelong tomorrow. The fixtures for rounds 6 and 7 have been revised to account for a COVID-19 spike in Victoria.
As you can imagine, it's been a major logistical exercise to organise the fixture, source training grounds and secure accommodation.
For us, the priority is facilities.
and logistics around that.
They first face the Demons and then the Swans at the SCG, after which they expect to be allowed to fly home.
Return to the Gold Coast on the Saturday night after the Sydney game. If that's not possible, it would be early Sunday morning.
The club will take 30 players down to Geelong and will fly in reserves as necessary.
30 players and 20 to 25 staff, so a smaller group.
One of the learnings, and I was talking to CEOs this morning, is that taking the right number means you're more flexible, more agile.
The situation is rapidly evolving, Amanda, as the league works around the clock to keep the season on track.
Thanks, Mitch. The Titans' hopes of back-to-back wins have been dealt a major blow. Captain Kevin Proctor and Phil Sammy have been ruled out on the eve of their first genuine home game.
Their return home should be a reason to smile, but Justin Holbrook has been given 2 reasons not to.
Kevin Proctor picked up a bicep injury and Phil Sammy also hurt his shoulder.
Both went down in the same training session on Wednesday. Proctor faces 2 weeks on the sideline, up to 6 for Sammy.
Not ideal, but we'll be okay.
Likely shifting Corey Thompson onto the wing, clearing the way for Tyrone Roberts to return from injury as fullback.
He had a good hit out last week in the scrimmage game with the Broncos as well, so he'll be right to go.
Paving the way for young Beau Fermor to become Titan number 157.
Great to give him a game. He's been exceptional, with his rehab.
His NRL debut comes as the club prepares to entertain their first home crowd of the season.
The boys have trained really well this morning by the looks, and I just can't wait to have fans back in the venue.
The Titans kick off against the Sharks at 3 o'clock tomorrow at one of the safest places on the coast.
I've never spent so much money on sanitiser, I can assure you, but that's a good thing.
Mitchell Crone, 7 Gold Coast News.
The weather's next, and Bertie, how's the weekend looking?
Oh, Amanda, absolutely gorgeous. A little bit coolness coming in for Sunday, but at the moment looking rather spectacular. What's up after the break?
Also coming up after the break, why a former Cirque du Soleil star is seeking a new career. Seven Gold Coast News is getting behind local businesses. We've joined forces with Radio Hit 90.9 to highlight the best in your view. Bloomjar was voted favourite florist. You can still vote at the Hit website for best gym or wellness centre. And from Monday, vote for best bakery.
A Big Brother crew member has been exposed to a person who has tested positive for COVID-19.
Guys, there's something going on.
The decision has been made to pause the game.
No cameras out the back. None of the cameras are following anywhere. Hello?
Filming has been suspended.
What happens next?
Is anyone operating this?
What's going on? The Big Brother Shutdown, Sunday at 7.
There's only one place where you'll find all the blinds and shutters you need, all at 30% off. Add internal shutters and add value to your home. They're elegant, timeless and ooze sophistication, fixed or adjustable shutters. Only at one place, onesolomons.com.au.
With 100% of your daily vitamin C, go for gold with a zest-free Sun Gold kiwi fruit. Make your healthy irresistible. Zest-free.
This month, Wardrobe Connection by Kitchen Connection offers free installation on all wardrobes. Our designers will work with you to create your perfect storage solution. To have your wardrobe installed for free, hurry into Kitchen Connection this month. Showrooms across Brisbane.
When life gives you kiddiness, Godfrey's gives you cleanliness. Hoover Robot Vacuum, $499. Save $100. Award-winning Wurtime Evolution Stick Vacuum, $799. Godfrey's Cleanliness. From home time to sleepy time, IKEA designs around life's precious moments. So make mess, mohawks, and laugh until your belly hurts. Because with IKEA, there really is no place like home.
What are you doing this weekend? Just the usual.
Dometic CF50 fridge freezer, save $300. Dune 4-wheel drive, extra large Outback swag, half price. Head in store or shop online at anacondastores.com.
Tonight, I'll be eating a chicken kebab with extra hot sauce.
For training purposes, you cannot beat a bowl cut.
What have you done? Thanks.
People are going to think we're sisters.
Right now, the comfort of our home has never been more important. So
So it's good to know that at Fantastic Furniture, you can shop our entire range in-store or online, now with contactless delivery and click and collect services. Find your Fantastic today.
Let's check the top stories just ahead in the news at 6 with Sharon Gadella.
Rod, plenty affecting the coast tonight, making headlines. Queensland's ghost plane. A pilot passes out on a flight from Cairns to Redcliffe and ends up on the Gold Coast. The chilling radio call.
It looked like he was asleep and the crew's on autopilot.
Also tonight, Friday drinks back in force as pubs and clubs reintroduce a beer at the bar.
Cheers! Restrictions ease in Queensland.
Plus all the other changes that kicked in at midday today. Queenslanders in Victoria rush back home as the clock ticks on returning from Melbourne. Extraordinary scenes at the airport and the Gold Coast border. Big news for the AFL with 6 Victorian teams fleeing their state and heading to Queensland to base themselves here, where you'll get to see them play. The extraordinary lengths thieves went to steal a shipping container. So what was in it? The exclusive pictures. And the optometrist warning that could save the eyesight of older Gold Coast residents. 7 News coming up shortly.
A talented local acrobat is preparing to launch a whole new career. Fletcher Donahue was on tour with Cirque du Soleil when his dream job was cut short by COVID-19. His plan was to run away with the circus, and he did. For the past 5 years, Fletcher Donahue has bounced his way around the country and to Vegas as a trampoline performer for Cirque du Soleil. But this week, he, along with 2,500 performers around the globe, hit the ground hard when the entertainment giant filed for bankruptcy protection, owing $2.2 billion.
I was a little shaken, but to be 100% honest with you, it's not something that we didn't see coming.
COVID-19 put the entire live entertainment industry at a standstill.
We've had people that were booked for classes and have rung and said, look, we're sorry, we can't afford it.
And despite years of gruelling training and dedication, performers like Fletcher at the top of their game have found themselves jobless.
I think it would be silly to stay in the entertainment industry given how little support we have and also how unclear the roadmap is out of COVID.
So at 24, Fletcher is ready to relaunch. About to jump into a whole new challenge.
Looking at something more office administration management based, using those leadership skills.
We would all love to see them back on their feet so quickly.
Well, Paul has all of the weekend weather details now.
Thanks for that, Amanda. And hello, everybody. I have 2 pick of the days for you. The first is this amazing shot behind me that Stacey has put into view. Have a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll tell you what. And our next pick of the day is one that's sent into our 7 Gold Coast News Facebook page. Loish Photography, Cedar Creek Falls. Absolutely stunning in the hinterland. We get some beautiful waterfalls coming through and we get a little bit of a shower here and there. Well done, thank you. Elanora residents, good evening to that end of the Gold Coast. 19 degrees at the moment, winds northerly at 25 k's. Today we had a high of 24 degrees across the majority of the Gold Coast, down to 11 degrees for the Southport, 9 degrees for Nerang. To the charts now. You can see a large high pressure system moving into the far southern bight. Of course, that lies behind a couple of cold fronts that pushed through Victoria today, bringing some well-needed rain. In fact, heavy showers through to Geelong and the main part of the city as well. But our neck of the woods, we've got a bit of a trough coming through. Tomorrow, we'll see that trough passing over the coast. And of course, with that, bringing still some clear skies, dry weather, but cooler temperatures. That's set to hit the Gold Coast, particularly on Sunday morning. So have a look around the Gold Coast tomorrow. 8 to 20 and clear skies for Nerang, 10 to 20 for Coomera, 10 to 21 for Southport, 9 to 20 for Robina, 11 to 20 for Burleigh Heads, Elanora and Coolangatta. Surface Paradise 10 to 21 degrees and plenty of sunshine. Boaties. Offshore winds turning south-southwest 10 to 20 knots, seas 2.5 metres when it increases out wide. Full moon, by the way, everyone, is on Sunday night. Swell for the surfers. Hit those open beaches early. It went off at TOS this morning over there having a look. Some nice little peelers pushing in off that bank and ahead. Dry run of the weather till Wednesday, then the showers come in. Let's check the beaches now with Luke Munro.
Yes, thanks, Paul. A pretty average day of waves here on the Gold Coast. Small waves and northerly winds. 1 metre of south-east swell greeting surfers this morning, although it was cut to shreds by northerly winds that have been up since early this morning. Even down here at the south swell magnet of D-Bar, it was only waist to shoulder high and pretty messy. Around the corner at Snapper Rocks and all of the point breaks for that matter, far too messy with those northerly winds. The swell forecast for the weekend not holding a lot of promise. It is going to drop off even a touch more tonight, down to 0.8 metres for Saturday and Sunday. And to go with it, northerly winds predicted. That water temp though is still a really nice 22 degrees, so it should be a really nice day for the kids to get wet in the morning. So Paul, a pretty simple game plan tomorrow. Get in early for a surf before those northerly winds pick up.
Thanks for that, Luke. Well, it looks as though we're in for a pretty good weekend for those heading out for a fish or a day on the water. A little bit cool in the mornings, but I'll tell you what, there's been loads of arrow squid about at the moment. Have a look at these, taken on board Gold Coast river charters around Crab Island, Wavebreak Island, and of course up towards Paradise Point. The weed bed's the place to be. There's some good catches about. Also for sand crabs, been plenty of those about throughout the bottom end of the jumper pin region, all the way through to the Gold Coast Broadwater. Offshore, snapper firing up. Thank you for that Sea Probe charters. 36ers northeast of the Seaway, off Burleigh. Again, the 36ers, and even the shelf grounds, a few amberjack. And remember, the snapper closure starts on the 15th of July for 1 month. And Amanda, looks as though we're going to be in for that very cool start on Sunday. Rug up, 5 degrees on the beach. I don't think it'll get to that, but it'll be around that, more likely for Nerang and Mudgeeraba. And Lukey, well done to the surf job, mate. Love your work. Back to you.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Bertie. And that's the Gold Coast News for this week. The news at 6 is starting now. Have a great weekend.
Tonight on 7 News, Queensland border bedlam as travellers race to beat the quarantine deadline.
Restrictions ease, more people in pubs and clubs, thousands of jobs return, and you can have a drink at the bar again.
A pilot passes out flying to Redcliffe and ends up on the Gold Coast. The mid-air escort and chilling radio calls.
A shipping container stolen from Mitchelton in an elaborate heist. Exclusive, we're on the trail of the thieves.
Queensland, the hub of footy in Australia. 6 AFL clubs relocating here, joining the Melbourne Storm in southeast Queensland.
And the warning from optometrists that could save the eyesight of older Queenslanders.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Sharon Godella.